What's up, my babies? I had smoked weed before I got on camera, and I was a little bit slow yesterday. Oh no, day before yesterday. I didn't put out a video yesterday. But let's really get into the story time about. Now, I wanted to do this live, and still I can't. It's not me, guys, it's my phone. I try to go live, and since my other page got knocked down. Oh, I didn't see the um whatchamacall that. Anyway, don't worry about it. Anyway, let's talk about the first time I did cocaine. Because I was slow. I had smoked and like 3 blunts. Everybody lit up and we were smoking, so I was stoned when I was talking. But I'm good. I'm not. I didn't smoke this morning. I might later, but not now. But anyway, guys, so let's talk about it. Alright, so like I told you, I went up in his spot and I became the top notch bitch, and I fucking did. And I ran that place for years. And the whole time I felt so bad because my um my I call her sister, my best friend sister, um she wanted him, and it became a fight to the death for him. It really did. She was mad. She wouldn't talk to me. All the girls were mad. They were all mad at me. Why? Why were they mad at me? They were mad at me because they couldn't go in and hang out at his spot anymore because I was there. And then I call her my sister. She tells me, I brought you here. I brought you here. I'm like, yeah, and she's like, I was introducing you to them, but I never thought you were gonna go with the guy that I wanted to be with. I never even it even crossed my mind until I realized she was into him. Now, why, if you're into him, why are you gonna come to me and tell me I got some guys that want to meet you? Hmm? Why? Why would you say that? So, if she had guys that wanted to meet me, these guys wanted to meet me. So, sorry, what do you want me to do? And anyway, let's talk about the first time I took a bump. Oh my God. I told you guys already that I was running around. Well, what it did to me was it made me clean. I would take a bump and I would clean the whole house, and then I would, at the same time, I'd be drinking. So I'd be fucked up. By the time he opened his spot, by the time he closed his spot, I was already fucked up. I took a bump. After I took that bump, I was no longer scared of it. And so I would be cleaning and all kind of shit. But when I took it, it was like I had to run around. Cleaning was my number one. Um, then I would sit down and call a couple of girls to come over, and they would come over, and we would go dancing because dancing was the shit. There's nothing like being in New York and going out dancing. There's no time limit. It doesn't close at 2 o'clock like it does, like every other club does in every other state. No, New York stays open 24/7. You could be in a club and not realize that you've been there all fucking weekend because they used to put a line of fucking coke on the fucking table. They used to put a line. and a big line, and everybody would take a bump from it. Right there, right in the open. We weren't the only ones doing it. They were doing it, everybody else was doing it too. Back in the day, nobody gave a fuck except for. Let me get into a story with you guys. I ended up cheating on that man, and I ended up cheating on him with his brother. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I cheated on him with his brother, and me and his brother were going to the Yankee Stadium hotel, I'm sorry. At the Yankee Stadium, they have a hotel. It has jacuzzis in it, round beds. The bed goes around in a circle. I mean, I don't know if you ever been to the Yankee Stadium Hotel, but it was right around the corner from us. So on 161st Street, on whatchamacallit, Grand Concourse in the Bronx, and it had a hotel. And his brother had asked me to meet him at the hotel, and I'm like, should I do it? He's fine. I'm like, should I do it? And should I go meet up with his brother? And fuck yeah, I did. I fucking did. I went, I met up with his brother, and his brother was telling me, oh my God, from the day I met you, I saw you, I wanted you. And I was looking at him like, damn, he is fine, but, I'm with his brother. But that didn't stop me. We went inside, we started getting fucked up, we took a bump each, and then we opened a bottle of Remy Martin, because they loved Remy Martin. They loved Dom Perignon. They loved it. So they always had a bottle of Remy Martin and a bottle of Dom Perignon, one or the other, or both at the same time. So now I'm drinking Dom Perignon, and I'm also drinking Remy Martin. So his brother takes out this big thing of Coke, and he's like, here, and he throws it in my pocketbook. It was like maybe like 2 8 balls full, and an 8 ball, I don't know, because not everybody tried cocaine when they were young. Just us crazy bitches. But if you try it, it's like it makes you run around, it makes you clean, it makes you cook, and then it just makes you. I'm telling you, it made me feel good. I loved it. I really did. I loved it. And forget it. After that, he would come to my house in New York, to where I lived at, on the 19th floor. He would come to my house, and he would whistle in the hallway. And believe me, I got a taste of what I did. Okay? And I'll tell you about that. I got a taste of what I did. Since I cheated on him with his brother, though he never found out. But I got a taste of my own medicine because he cheated on me with my friend. And yeah, like I told you, my friend Brenda K. Star, the singer, and my sisters, I was sleeping. I was right now, as a matter of fact, I was pregnant. I was pregnant, not with my second daughter. I had a miscarriage. I was pregnant from his brother, and I guess using the drugs and going out every night and not sleeping or taking care of myself and smoking 2 packs of cigarettes. Because the minute you take a bump, you want to smoke 5 fucking cigarettes and you want to drink. And trust me, you do. You do want to drink. I mean, it's not like you could take a bump and not drink. Nah, I had to drink. I had to even it out. I didn't want to get too high, so what I would do was balance it out. I would drink and then take a bump, and then drink and take a bump, drink and take a bump, and it just went on. It went on for years, and I told you guys I would never lie to you, and I'm never gonna lie to you. I told you I got my past. I'm old. I may not look it because I don't look my age. People be like, damn, you know, I've had guys tell me, think that I'm 37 years old. I wish I was 37 years old because there would be a lot of things that I would have changed. But it didn't go that way. I went the route of where the money was, the drugs were, and as long as I had a bag of drugs in my pocket, I had a harem of women behind me. Wherever I went, I was never alone. Never. I couldn't go anywhere because my friends were at my door at 9 o'clock in the morning ready to party and ready to go out. And we used to go to 42nd Street when it was bad and they had the movies for $1 and you would go in there and the movies cost $1 and they were like old time movies. But you would go in there, take a bottle with you. That's what I would do. While my man worked, what I did was take a bottle, buy a bottle, put it in my purse, and take a bag of fucking Coke with me and go to the movie theater because he was working from 2 to 2. Well, it was his spot. He didn't have to be there, but he didn't trust nobody. I wouldn't trust nobody with all those drugs either. Now, some bitch became a snitch. I don't know how, but she did. I don't know what happened, what we did to her to make her turn around and become a snitch. But what I was trying to tell you was that in this building that's right next to his spot, he had where he sold that. It was right in the next building. On the first floor, they had a guy sitting by the door and he had an alarm in his hand. Now the window was tinted black, so that way you wouldn't be able to look inside and see what's going on. So now that alarm, they had an apartment on the first floor. The fourth floor was where we can go hang out and not feel like we were gonna get busted by the cops because this was a regular apartment. That's how they had it. On the sixth floor, this is the building next to his spot. On the sixth floor is where they sold it. I mean, they had those big scales at that time, and they had aluminum foil or baggies, but they really used aluminum foil. New York was aluminum foil place. I'm telling you, I went to New York not that long ago. I have a house in New York, upstate though, but I go to Manhattan and I stay with my sissy. I'm not gonna say her name. I'm just gonna keep it at sissy. She knows who she is, and I would go. Me and sissy, forget it. We stood together. We did everything together, and then my sister joined us, and then after that, this guy named Miguel Angel. We don't know what happened to him. We don't know a damn thing of what happens to him. But he disappeared on us when his mother died. I don't know what the hell happened, but he disappeared. We never were able to find him. We can't find him on Facebook. We can't find him nowhere. But the guy that I was with, he would buy the guy, Miguel Angel, suits because we would go out dancing and Miguel Angel didn't have suits and these guys wore suits. When we would go out, everybody was in a suit, and the girls were in mini skirts. We looked beautiful. We loved it. And Miguel Angel would always be with me. We would fucking get fucking high and fucking stay up all night long. That one time in the morning, I had $100 bill, and it was full to the top of coke, and it was folded, and um, that's what we had left, and it was full. I mean, it could have lasted for 2 more days, and we could not no more. We were so tired, we didn't care about it anymore. I said, everybody take your last bump, and if you don't want to do no more, don't do no more. Let's not do no more. I don't want to do no more. And everybody took their last bump, and I opened my window, and I threw it out. I kept the $100 bill, of course, but I threw the coke out because we hadn't slept in days. We needed to sleep, and as long as that was around, we were not gonna go to sleep. So, because it calls you, it really does. Am I holding the speaker? I hope I wasn't holding the speaker this whole time. Anyway, so Miguel Angel would always be with me. We would go everywhere together, to the movies, just downtown, uptown, to his spot. We would hang out there. So on the 6th floor, they dealt the coke. So we would be in the 4th floor, and he would sit with me in the 4th floor, and we would fucking party and talk and laugh. And boom, the alarm went off. And the next thing I know, he's grabbing my hand. Everybody's running out the fucking door on the 4th floor. And they're like, just chill and act like we're going out. Everybody grabs somebody's hand. And that's what we did. We came down the steps, and we saw the fucking cops, the DEA, following us. Trust me, they were following us. And my boyfriend ended up getting killed. They killed him. Oh my God. It was horrible. I ended up staying with his brother. But it was horrible. I'm sorry, guys. I did end up staying with his brother when they killed him. They killed him, and they cut him up in pieces, and they threw his body parts in the lake on 110th Street in Harlem, but inside Central Park. At the lake, they threw his body in pieces all around the lake. Now, after that, the DEA was following me. Everywhere I went, the DEA was at. I couldn't go nowhere. They were following us and following us and following us. So the guys had to stop selling for a little while because they noticed that the DEA was following us. But they were really following me. Same cigarette, but I'm going to light it back up. The DEA was following me because I was my man. They knew that I knew where the money was. I knew where the jewelry was. I knew where the phones, the beepers, because it was beepers and those big phones at that time. But I have so many stories to tell you guys. That this is just how my life started. I got pregnant at 15. Well, going on 15. Remember, I was sexually abused. And now I find this guy that was incredible. And I had got married. I was young. I got married at 15. My father walked me down the aisle of his own, not his church, God's church, but of the church. And he married me. I stood married for 25 years, but I didn't stay with him for 25 years. I think we lasted maybe 3 years after that. I don't know. And it was all my fault. I cheated on him. I was the biggest cheater there was. Of every fucking body, wherever I went, all the guys wanted to talk to me. So I would end up. I'm not saying I was a fucking thought or a hoe, because just because you go out with somebody doesn't mean you're having sex with them. Now, with his brother, yeah, I did have sex with him. Yeah, I had sex with him. I stood with him when his brother died. I ended up spending, I think, 7 years more with his brother. That's some crazy shit. That is some crazy shit. The DEA is watching us. I go from his brother to him, and I didn't give a fuck what nobody said. As long as my pockets were full, I didn't give a fuck. I really didn't. I didn't care. Maybe I should have cared, but I really didn't. I was young. Fuck, I cared about being married. I had a baby. She was already 5 about this time, and I loved my baby. I never left her nowhere unless it was with my mother while I went out. I loved being a mother. I loved all my 3 girls. They're beautiful. One came out with curly hair like me, but I straightened mine. The other two came out with one. The other one came out with curly hair like mine. She has it so long. Ciara, oh my God, her hair's so long. And Mookie, well, that's my daughter Natasha. Well, she has short hair, curly. But my first daughter has straight, dead black hair. Straight. But all 3 of them have beautiful hair. Anyway, let's go on. So I can tell you how I met my daughter's father. My 2 daughters' father. And I'll be telling you that story maybe tonight. It's up to what you guys want. Because I can do story time every day and keep you guys intrigued for the next fucking 8 years. Trust me. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. I'll come back on tonight and we're going to talk about how I left this guy because I met another big time guy. Oh my God. But the stories, you guys are going to love them. So it doesn't matter. But anyway, the DEA ended up watching every move I made. So I have my pockets full of cocaine. The other pocket, I mean, bundles of money. Bundles of money. They would follow me to the movies. They would follow me to the park. I would take everybody who did blow. I would take everybody with me to Central Park on 91st Street. It's called the Wooden Park. And we would sit in the Wooden Park and we would fucking just boom it. Boom, 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 hit the bag and stay there. And in the summertime in New York, y'all know the sun takes forever to go down. At 9 o'clock is when it starts going down. And we would love being high. But we love being high at night. We hated the daytime. We didn't like to party in the daytime. We liked to party in the nighttime. And then daytime would hit. And we would keep on, like I told you. We would start Friday night. And the next thing we know is Monday morning. And the good thing about his spot was he had a bunch of guys that were hooked to coke. And these guys lived in a building somewhere, a broken down building. They lived somewhere else, but if we wanted At 2 o'clock, a bottle of liquor. All we had to do was beep one of the guys on a beeper, because at that time it was beepers, and they would come at 2 o'clock, 2:30 to 4:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, and they would go get us a fucking bottle, 2 bottles, 3 bottles, and then like 5 packs of Newports. Forget it. Now I smoke Marlboro, but back in the day, everything was Newport. But my uncle ended up opening up a shop. I mean a shop, a club. It was called, what was it called? C'est la vie. It was called C'est la vie. Um, it was called C'est la vie, the club. And we weren't 21. We were not allowed in the club yet. But we would go to his club, and not that, we call him Daddy because there's this girl that I can't fucking stand. And I came from New York over here, running from my daughter's father, who was an abusive man. I have a story time out that I did a long time ago on how my daughter's father tried to kill me, and he tried to scar my whole face with razors. He had razors in his hands. He had razors taped with with band-aids to his hands, and he tried to kill me. Now I'm already going on 30 minutes, so it's gonna stop. I'm going to do the story on how my daughter's father tried to kill me today. And I want you guys to listen to it, because that's going to be a serious story. My daughter's father tried to kill me in New York. My father ended up at 3:30 in the morning. I ended up putting, remember when I said I did that I put volume in somebody's drink? I did that because I had a broken jaw and I wanted revenge. My daughter's father broke my jaw. He was an abusive man. Not Crystal's father, Mookie and Natasha and Ciara's father, Mookie and Ciara's father. And we don't call Ciara anyway. She has a beautiful name. Her name is Ciara Reese Monique Brazo. Isn't that beautiful? I named the Ciara Reese Monique because I had 2 best friends, and I was pregnant, and both of them wanted to be the godmothers. Tell me how I go into labor, and these bitches are throwing down in my fucking room while I'm screaming, waiting for my epidural. These bitches are throwing down over a fucking middle name to name my child. They're throwing down, fist fighting in the room over a fucking middle name. So I had to name her 2 middle names because one wanted one and the other one wanted the other thing. So the only way to fix it was to name my daughter 2 middle names. Her name is Ciara Reese / Monique, and her last name is Razzo. Razo. Razzo. Razo. So I'm proud of my girls. None of my girls ever did drugs, except for Mookie. She smokes weed. My time limit has hit, guys. I'm going to have to let you go. But I'll be back on. I'm going to upload this, and I'll be back on later on. But right now, I think I'm just going to go ahead and go and start some breakfast. My granddaughter's over, and I'm going to go start some breakfast. I'll come back, upload this, and come back on with a story on how my daughter's father tried to kill me. And that's some serious shit. Trust me. And he kidnapped my daughter. 11 days. John Walsh was in my house because, before he died, he did, whatchamacallit, what was that show called? His son was kidnapped, and they only found his son's head. So he was an advocate now for children. And my daughter was missing for 11 days. Thank God I turned my face. I'll tell you about it. Thank God I turned my face. Otherwise, he would have slashed